Honourable Minister has kindly agreed to answer a few questions, and I'm pleased to put them. In the context of where we are at the moment, which is an exciting place, and as you said, our two Prime Ministers have agreed to start again to conclusion the Free Trade Agreement. I was wondering if we can turn to the Viksit Bharat, the developed India vision for 2047. And I just wanted if you could explain and talk to people about what the top sectoral or thematic priorities are for the government of India, and also for yourself, your own ministry as well.
Well, I think we recognize that going forward, we cannot wish away the evolving technologies and the new technologies that are obviously going to come and change the way we work, the way we live. Our effort is that with every churn, every change, how can we adopt our systems to be able to convert each of these into an opportunity. Change will be a constant. Similarly, technology is inevitable. So there is a school of thought that artificial intelligence or this huge amount of new age technologies can cause disruption in employment. What Prime Minister Modi is trying to do is that let's reskill our people to be able to take this up as both a challenge and convert that challenge into an opportunity. And I do believe there's tremendous potential for our young men and women of substance that really have a lot of drive in them, a lot of ability, since our children from a very young age, actually preschool age, start doing maths. And it's something many of us parents are concerned about. But for whatever reason, we've landed up in such a competitive environment that a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old is today doing maths in India. And all of this, but ultimately is providing us with a huge amount of talent. So our effort is, how can we leverage all of these technologies, rejig the employment opportunities that India provides, and balance that with opportunities in traditional sectors. For example, infrastructure. Infrastructure is a focus area. It is going to be required. We are right now committed to investing $130 billion in the current year through government spending and government-related spending in infrastructure. And this number keeps going up every year. The private sector is also investing significantly in infrastructure. But that infrastructure is the backbone on which we are going to be able to do many other things. So if we had not invested in the digital infrastructure all across the country, a lot of the global capability centers we see in India today wouldn't have been here. And millions of possible jobs would have been lost. Similarly, we are looking at low-cost, affordable telecom services so that we become an attractive destination for all of this new churn that's happening, coupled with our more affordable labor and technical costs or manpower costs. When you couple the low cost of real estate relative to what many parts of the world have, whether it's Japan or US or even UK for that matter, I think India can truly help the world's companies become competitive. It's for no small reason that 1,600 global capability centers are already there in India. So our effort is to bring the best of technologies into the country through greater partnerships with the rest of the world. Very often it doesn't make sense to reinvent the wheel also. We're happy to do technology partnerships. And the good part is India doesn't steal anybody's technologies, as do some other countries without taking any name. We respect IP, we respect the technology that other countries have developed or companies have developed. Incidentally, we are also focusing on our own innovation and R&D ecosystem. So we've already announced in the budget, we'll soon come out with the guidelines. $12 billion have been committed by the government to invest in R&D in public-private partnerships. So our universities or academia, private sector, industry and government, all of us together will be funding this investment. Now you may jolly well say, what the hell is $12 billion? That's probably the spend a Fortune 500 company individually may be doing in R&D. But $12 billion being spent by the government, supplemented by the manpower and the capabilities of our high quality educational institutions, our IITs, our regional institutes of technology, many others, and some investment by industry. All of that put together would be valued at, let's say, X, whatever that X number is. But when you do that in India, as against doing that in Europe or in America, you'll probably be doing that at a fraction of the cost you would spend in Switzerland or in Iceland or in Norway or in London or UK. So effectively, I suspect we could get maybe 7 or 8x or maybe even 10x the outcome for the same dollar or pound that you spend in India compared to what you would spend in another country or the developed world. So by seeding this with a $12 billion government support, I'm actually going to be promoting nearly 150 or 200 billion dollars of R&D in the country, opening up a whole new vertical. So we are identifying specific verticals like this. Our infrastructure investments will help us grow tourism in a big way, something which is a source of income for many countries. Our new National Education Policy 2020 has transformed our education systems to align them with the liberal education systems today at Harvard or Yale or Princeton or Oxford or Cambridge, giving children flexibility to pursue a vocation of their choice. So an Anand Mahindra could be a photographer major at Harvard and come back and run one of the most successful enterprises in the country. We are moving in that direction in our education system, thankfully getting rid of the past, which we have over the years lost out on many opportunities. So I mean there's a lot happening in the country, and therefore I think it'll be great to work with the UK, and great to expand the collaboration between UK and India so that we can both benefit our economies.
I have to say, Honourable Minister, your advice and recommendation about doing due diligence in your partner is absolutely spot on. Something that I think is sometimes sadly missed, but is absolutely imperative. But I'd like to, if I may, finish with a question. I've been coming to India now since, 1999 was when I first got off the plane from America, actually. There has been significant changes and reforms have been put in place, and the acceleration that has occurred since 2014, with competitive federalism, with ease of doing business, with GST, with everything that has come through. I mean, India has really been through a revolution virtually, and it's driven investment and FDI levels. I mean, what other reforms do you feel you would like to see or like to achieve or are being considered?
Richard, we are open to suggestions. It's a continuous process. I don't think this will end ever. And it's not only for India, every country is in a continuous state of relooking at processes and procedures and systems and is in a state of constant change. We in India are not at all resting on whatever has been done so far. For example, we took out a bill called the Jan Vishwas Bill. It translates to the People's Trust Bill. In that one bill, we amended about 42 or 43 laws and about 183 sections of the law collectively in these 42, 43 laws, spanning 18 departments of the government of India. In one bill, we changed all of these to decriminalize and remove any fear of going to jail for minor offences or offences which we thought could jolly well be converted to a fine or a penalty. Now, that was Jan Vishwas Bill, very widely received, happily received by businesses and the people of India. Many of those helped in our ease of living initiative. But now we've already started working on Jan Vishwas Bill 2. But I can only do a good job if I get feedback from all of you. If you tell me what are the areas where there is a problem. So reform is a continuous process. We are open to ideas. This is a listening government. We would like business and industry, and this morning in an engagement at FICCI, one of our prominent chambers of commerce, I was sitting down with some 20 odd past presidents in a closed door. That was my request to them. And I'm public about it on many forums, that industry will have to tell us what they want so that we can calibrate those requirements. We can study what is doable, what is not doable. What I can't do, I will share with you why I cannot do it. I will probably learn a thing or two from your experiences. And together, we can make it much easier to do business. Together, we can see how we can make life or business easier for you. Together, we can see how it can be a win-win for all the stakeholders. I have, of course, to protect the demands of Indian Treasury or the demands of fair competition that Indian industry needs. I have to also recognize the different levels of economic development between UK, US, Europe, Japan, Korea, and India. I have to recognize that I'm also dealing with non-market economies. So whatever I do, since we are a MFN nation and we give national treatment to all investors in the country, I have to make sure that I address any concerns that arise out of non-market economies. So that delicate balance becomes my job. But I can certainly see before my eyes that in the next 10 years, 20 years, India will continue to move more and more towards open government, towards more transparency, aligning our systems and processes with the developed world as we move towards becoming a developed country. Till we are yet an emerging economy or a developing economy, I'll certainly need to have a little bit more caution in my opening up process.
So thank you very much indeed for those remarks and also for the speech that you give. As ever, it's an inspiring vision of India's transformative journey going forward towards 2047. And I think the emphasis that you put on leveraging technologies is really going to fuel that progress forward. And the 5 objectives that you set out very clearly are things that we will take away and work on. I think the insights of how technologies will play into the development are thoughts that we will take away and look at very, very closely, because you're at the coalface of this development, and it's something that we should be analysing and seeing how we might be able to play. The reforms that have taken place in this country since 2014 have been absolutely fundamental and changing. And you may recall that UKIBC does an ease of doing business survey every year. And the progress that is being maintained, it's the sort of progress that I would like on a school report as well, but I never achieved it. So thank you, Minister, for your very valuable time and impactful. I know that you are very busy today. You flew in, as you told me, but we're very grateful to hear your thoughts and your words. So I'd like the audience, please, to recognize and thank